This is fried eggplant with homemade ricotta cheese. So tonight we're making fried eggplant con ricotta. Oof, it's my favorite way to prepare eggplant. Let's go. Boom. All right, first things first, peel the eggplants. You can use a peeler or you can use a sharp knife. I prefer the sharp knife method because I do. That's what I prefer. For security, especially if you have a sharp knife, you always want to hold it like this. Also, if you're chopping things for a while, your arm is going to get tired holding it like this. This is incorrect. Don't do that. Peeling eggplants is as exciting as it looks. So something a lot of people forget about when they're preparing eggplants is you need to salt it. It's a really bitter vegetable without salting it first. So I'm going to put all the pieces after slicing it into this bowl, and I'm gonna add salt. Because we're doing fried eggplants, we wanna make this about a ½ centimeter wide, más o menos. And then we're gonna put it in this bowl, and this is where we're going to put some salt on it. You'll see it sweat out, and that's the bitterness getting out of there. So, very important part of the fried eggplant ricotta dish. I wish I had some eggplant jokes to share with you guys. I don't. We're just gonna brine this with a little bit of salt, and all we need is about 30 minutes. And you're gonna see it sweat almost instantly when the salt hits it. So quite a bit of salt. We're gonna wash that off at the end because we don't wanna have a too salty eggplant, but it makes a big difference. Okay. While this is doing its sweating thing, we're gonna switch over to the 3-step process of breading. You can do this for chicken, you can do this for steak, you can do this for whatever you're trying to bread. You're always gonna start with flour. I added a little bit of salt to this flour. Then you're gonna do like a scrambled egg mixture. And then you're gonna follow that by a breadcrumb mixture. It's gonna be about 50% breadcrumbs, 20% sesame seed, 20% Parmesan cheese, and 10% perejil, which is parsley. This is just breadcrumbs. Let's add some Parmesan cheese. And then we're gonna kind of just finger that in, and then we're gonna add some sesame seed, which in Spanish is ajonjolí, something like that. Once again, I'm saying these percentages, it's all about eyeing it out and just feeling it out and using your fingers. So the mixture looks good. All this is missing is perejil. Most of the flavor in parsley actually comes from the stems. A lot of people just throw this out. But because I'm putting it in the breadcrumb mixture, I'm gonna just use the leaves for this, and then at the end, I'm gonna top it with the cut up stems. But if you're doing like an aglio olio pasta sauce, you always wanna cook the stems. It's much more flavor, and a common mistake people make. With parsley and pretty much all my herbs, I like to just run through it one time with the knife. You run it through 2, 3, 4 times, you're mincing it down like garlic, it's gonna look all bruised and it's gonna be ugly. So I try to go one round with it. And now I'm gonna add more perejil here and then give that a nice mixture with him, okay? Simple stuff, folks. This is a really simple recipe. So good, trust me. Now that the mixture is ready, I'm gonna scramble the eggs, wash off the salt from the berenjena, and we're gonna start breading. I'm gonna dry the berenjena a little bit here before I give it the flour bath. And I want this berenjena to be on the dry side, and this is the perfect opportunity for me to start the ricotta. The ricotta is super simple. People go to the store and spend a lot of money on ricotta, but in reality, you can make it at home. All you need is leche entera or whole milk and some type of acid. You can use lemon juice or you can use white vinegar. Okay, so I'm gonna start that in a little pot right here. Let's fire this puppy up. Ooh, it's okay, make a little mess. This is pretty uncommon in the US. Not only to have milk outside the refrigerator ever, but to have it in a plastic bag, it's bizarre. So I'm gonna keep that on medium heat until it starts to look like it's gonna simmer or boil, and that's when I know I can add the vinegar in. All right, and as promised, Let's scramble some eggs. There's a lot of ways to crack an egg. I saw a guy do this once and I love it. You just give it a little boop. And then boom. You preserve the yolk. It's not all runny. I am just now obsessed with this type of egg cracking method. All right, for 4 eggplants, I would say 4 eggs. As you know from the previous video, I don't have a whisk at home, so I'm just gonna use a fork like I have before. And give it a little scramble. Scramble. Here we go. Milk is slowly simmering right now. It's gonna get to where we want it soon. This is 1 liter. I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons of vinegar for 1 liter. So keep that in mind. If you wanna make more ricotta, double it. You can figure out the math. All right, so step 1, flour. Very easy. Step 2, egg mixture. Step 3, the most important step, give it that beautiful base you just made. Oh, yeah. And you wanna put a little pressure in there. Yeah, just kind of put your body weight into it. And then, look how beautiful that is. Look at it. I like these little fingertip gloves you get. All right, the milk is about to start boiling. That means turn off the heat and add vinegar. So it's 1 liter of milk. I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons of vinegar. 1, 2. And then instantly, you see it's separating. The solids of the ricotta is gonna go to the bottom and it's gonna be like a transparent, kind of a cloudy, milky top. So in about 5 minutes, we're gonna then pour it into the strainer. All right, eggplant has been breaded, and now we're gonna get all this stuff out of the way and check on the ricotta. Woo! You wanna have a strainer. Ideally, you're gonna have cheesecloth because that's gonna catch most of the ricotta, but a strainer like this will work just fine. And then slowly pour the mixture. Look, that almost looks like water you probably shouldn't drink. But look how the milk has separated. Wow, wow. To think people buy this at stores for $8 for a little container is crazy. You can make this at home. Look at all this ricotta we just made together. Okay, chimba. And now you have this beautiful clouds of the angels. And just put it aside. We don't need it right now. We're just gonna let it kind of chill at room temperature to the side. Don't worry about that. Now it's time to fry some eggplant. So get a pan like this. Get a little water on your hands, splash it on the pan. When you hear that little, you hear that? That means the olive oil is ready. All right, we're just gonna do a little bit more. All right, and we're gonna put a plate with some paper towels. All right, I'm forgetting one thing. We're gonna wanna have some more perejil ready and some basil. So I can prepare this while I put the first round into the bath. Oh, you hear that? Yeah, that's nice. That's a good sound. Boom. Okay, and we're just gonna let that chill. And I could have actually put a little bit more olive oil in, so instead I'm just gonna put a little olive oil on the top of the pieces that are already in. Because we want this thing like almost submerged. That's the objective here, okay? All right, I'm gonna get a cutting board and now prepare the perejil, the parsley, and the basil, albahaca. You can fold it a couple times and this is going to give you the mincing effect without having to go crazy and just bruise the hell out of these leaves, okay? So boom, boom, boom. All right, so the perejil, the parsley is ready. I'm putting that to the side. And this looks like it's ready to flip. So it's at like medium heat. And medium heat, you're gonna wanna cook it for maybe 2-3 minutes. And you can always just check. We're looking for golden brown here, okay? Boom, 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 okay? And while it's really hot like this, I like to add a little bit of salt so it just absorbs in. Mmm. That's looking good. Now we can check on the ricotta over here and see how that's looking. All the liquid there. And look at that beautiful ricotta. Okay. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that color. Crispy, soft in the middle, filled with olive oil juice. And we're gonna put a little lemon juice on it. It needs some acidity now. I think it also needs a little bit more salty fattiness. And what you can do for salty fattiness? Parmesan. Yeah, ¿por qué no? ¿Por qué no? It's really important to add the Parmesan while it is hot. All right, now it's cooking. And as I said, we're also gonna wanna add some acidity. So we're gonna put some lime juice. If you have lemons, I prefer lemons, but here in Colombia, there's actually not, it's kind of difficult to find lemons and limes grow much better here. So I'm gonna cut a cheek off the lime, a cheek, boom. And it's really easy to squeeze. Oh, a little for you too? Oh God, is there enough for you? I think there is. That is almost ready. Okay, and now we're gonna do another layer of paper towel. Boom, boom, boom. Look how easy this is. Look how easy this is. We're doing it. Ricotta is ready. Now that it's cooled down a little bit, we're gonna actually be able to transfer this to a bowl. Super easy. I'm gonna awkwardly do this. Yeah, something like that, something like that. If you really love ricotta, do 2 liters next time. I kind of regret not doing 2 liters for this, but that's okay. All right, and don't forget about the fried eggplant. Now we're gonna flip the fried eggplant. Golden, just like I wanted, just like I wanted it. And as said, add a little olive oil here. Oh, look at the white on the yellow. God, that's beautiful. This is fried eggplant with homemade ricotta cheese.